Hello, my divinities. Welcome. So today we are going to be focusing on the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. We've already done all the earth signs, which is Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, and we've already done all the air signs, which is Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. So we all have all 12 in our chart. And the reason I point that out is because I want you guys to realize that all of the messages apply to you. How they apply to you depends on where in your natal chart that energy sits. So for example, if I give a romantic reading for one of the signs, but that sign fits in your professional house, then I'm not talking about a romantic partner. It most likely will be either a business partner or it could be a romantic partner you meet as a business companion. Or if that comes up in the house of health, then maybe it's not a romantic partner. It's that you find the right gym. You find the right coach at your gym. So when you figure out how to use astrology in your favor, you will start realizing which readings apply to you in which way. Okay? And sometimes if it's the house of self, it's more about, instead of you meeting someone else, it's about you meeting yourself. If it's in the house of spirituality, maybe it's about you connecting with a spirit. You know, there's so many ways that it could go. So I really need you to get on board and learn your natal chart. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to be doing Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So what's the energy for Cancer? All right. We've got Blue Lotus, number 5, Intuition, and number 27, Reishi, Retreat. Okay, so this is going to be the one we start with in just a minute. Let me just get Scorpio's energy. What's the energy for Scorpio? Lemon Balm, number 52, Nurture. What's the energy for Scorpio? 34, Mitraginia, Shapeshifting. Okay, interesting. This one is for Scorpio. How about Pisces? What's the energy for Pisces? We start with 20, Lavender, Weaver. The energy for Pisces. Ooh. Ginkgo, number 39, Breakthrough. All right. Exciting. Okay. So now that we've got Pisces down, let's go ahead and get started with Cancer's message. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start with number 5, Blue Lotus, Intuition. Upright, this represents intuitive knowing, unearthing the subconscious, meeting the guardians of mystery, dream work, initiation. Reversed, it represents suppressed intuition, disbelief, disconnection, moodiness, lack of inspiration, hidden intentions, blockage of psychic powers, and it is ruled by both the sun and the moon. The sacred and mystical blue lotus, regarded as the flower of enlightenment, is an ethnobotanical treasure that has been recorded in ancient scriptures as a heal-all and is revered as an ancestral flower in mythological creation stories. Blue lotus is a water lily, best known for its powers of euphoria, intuition, rejuvenation, and aphrodisia. Blue lotus was associated with the Egyptian sun god Ra, the ruler and bringer of life. It was used in religious rites and ceremonies led by shamanic priests to induce a trance state so one could commune with the gods. It was also used in funerary ceremonies after the death of a loved one, as blue lotus is said to assist the soul in entering the light. The ancient Maya also revered the blue lotus and other water lilies and referred to it in Nahuatl as Quetzalcoatl, meaning precious water flower. Quetzalcoatl. I probably messed it up because it's a very, very long word. Anyways, blue lotus, although revered as the flower of the sun, embodies both solar and lunar elements chemically. It contains a natural antispasmodic and relaxant called Nucifera, moon, along with the aporphine, which produces a sense of euphoria and bliss, sun. These alkaloids, among other medicinal components, bring about pain relief, stress relief, and a lucid awareness. Guidance. The blue lotus is a direct doorway, a mediator into the world of the gods. The perfected balance that it bestows us assists us in bridging and refining the divine connection between the heart and brain. Blue Lotus today is assisting you in widening the portals of your intuitive powers, granting you access to the realms of inner knowledge held within the Great Mystery. Remember, the lotus rises from the depths of muddy waters, untouched and impeccable, to blossom into majestic beauty. Don't allow the muddy waters of the blossoming process to suppress your intuition and belief in yourself. Trust the process and believe in the mystery. Listen deeply to the guardians of mystery as you unfold from darkness. Okay. Interesting. Now, let's see number 27, Reishi, retreat. Upright, it represents retreat, recovery, meditation, hibernation, spiritual contemplation, replenishment of spirit. Reversed, it represents silence, recovery, time to pause, overstimulation, stress, deterioration, nearing burnout. And it's ruled by both Jupiter and the Sun. Called Lingzi in Chinese, Reishi represents immortality and is considered the herb of spiritual potency, meaning success, well-being, divine power, and longevity. Said to have been discovered in 396 BC in the Changbai Mountains of China by Taoist monks, it is one of the oldest mushrooms used in medicine. It has long been called an anti-aging mushroom and powerful Shen tonic, a category of medicines that nourish the spirit. In China's oldest Materia Medica, the herbal classic written around 200 CE, reishi held first place above ginseng. The text says reishi helps stabilize qi in the head and assists in mental activities, tonifies the spleen, increases wisdom, and improves memory. Long-term consumption will lighten the body, increase vitality, and delay aging for years. Reishi's borderline miraculous properties are being researched, verifying ancient knowledge, including how the mushroom profoundly relaxes the nervous system, calms the mind, and induces a state of relaxed focus. One of the many reasons spiritual seekers consume this mushroom is for the spiritual experience it unlocks when in meditation. Recent studies have also demonstrated measurable life-extending properties, as well as reishi's ability to activate brain neurons and increase nerve growth factor levels in cells. Reishi powerfully influences our main spiritual centers, the endocrine, nervous, and hormonal systems. Hormones powerfully impact our perception, mood, sleep-wake cycles, ability to bond with others, and awareness of reality. They activate the nervous system, which is also directly related to igniting mystical experiences. Reishi is ruled by Jupiter, the guru of planets, the one that dictates how we derive wisdom and access to the mysteries of life. Jupiter has a vast quantity of spirit-enhancing herbs that are often used in meditation and to induce altered states of meditation, like reishi. So the guidance says, pause. It's time for renewal. If you feel overwhelmed or mentally overloaded, it's time to retreat. Take the time to recuperate and recharge, and personal growth will follow. Overstimulation and indecision lead to a sense of weakness, imprisonment, and a feeling that you are evading death. Like bear, hibernate, or rest before you take on the next project or challenge. Many Native American tribes have called this space of inner contemplation the Dream Lodge, a place you go to witness death and see beyond the confines of physical reality by visiting the dream time. Create the space to be in silence and calm the internet chatter. Reflection is key to the path of self-mastery. Okay, how interesting is that? So, having that in mind, let's go ahead and start with Cancer's message. This seems to be some sort of initiation, but something that you need to retreat to prepare for. Knight of Bows, the fox. With the Ten of Vessels. Because the Ten of Vessels is the Ten of Cups. So there's a feeling of happiness, emotional fulfillment here. But the Knight of Bows, this is a very, like a clever, quick-witted energy. Okay, so I went to go get the meaning of the Knight of Bows because I was like, something here, I'm missing something. Because I'm looking at this, the Knight of Wands, but I forget this deck is different. So I went to go look at the meaning, and the things that stood out to me the most is your life may change or enter a different path at any moment. And then it's talking about native wit and cleverness guide your steps towards fulfillment, as does your gift of anticipating the future. So this is leaping in boldly where others fear to tread, leaving old ways behind, innovating creatively, improvising a way forward. Travel is implied, plans that flare up only to die back. Separation by distance. So you may feel the call to go to a specific place, or maybe the specific place is to create separation between you and someone else for a time. Like they're preparing you for something. So basically, don't despair. This is going to lead to something really beautiful. Let's see. Clarify Knight of Bows. See? Four of Swords. You're being prepared. Ace of Swords. Two of Pentacles. Okay. I'm laughing because when I was saying prepared, I was thinking of like a trussed up chicken. And then I'm like, I probably shouldn't say that because it sounds like you're about to get cooked. And then flip this over and you're sitting here like a trussed up chicken. I'm sorry. Okay, I need to stop laughing. So, you are being... I know you're not going to like this because we do have the Five of Swords. You're most likely going to get upset because you're being separated from something for some time. And initially, you're not going to understand why. It's going to piss you off because you feel like that thing is your happiness. Why would they separate you? But there's something you need to balance. There's something that you need to like cleanse and purify or heal before you come together with this thing. I don't know if it's a career. Okay, so let's say, I don't know, let's say that you have your dream job you've always wanted. And before you get the offer of the dream job, you will feel compelled to go on like a retreat. And once you leave the country, you get the offer. But you've already done so many engagements on this retreat. You've already had so many people book, things with you that you can't just come back. So there's a moment of waiting. And there's a feeling of helplessness, like, oh, I can't break out of this. But you shouldn't. You're not supposed to be able to break out of it yet. You're balancing something. Let's get further into this because that way we can understand what it is that you're balancing. What else do we need to know for Cancer? What else does Cancer need to know? Two of Bows, decision. Okay, so you're learning a skill. Oh. For some of you, it's as simple as you learning the skill of being decisive. It seems simple, but it's really not. If you know that you struggle with being decisive, like if you go back and forth, sometimes you say yes, then you switch to no, then you go back to yes, then it's a maybe. For some of you, it's about learning the skill of being decisive. But for others of you, it's something different. Let's go look at that card. Hold on. Okay, so this is fascinating because it goes beyond. Okay, again, it's a collective. So for some people, it'll be as simple as learning to be decisive. But remember how the Blue Lotus was talking about how it's a gateway? Two of Bows says the gateway stands open before the individual prepared to take positive action. And then it does say the subconscious senses related to the desire to resolve decisions are awakened. And then further down, it's talking about how By preparing to step up and through the gateway and make a choice to allow forward momentum to flow naturally, the fashioning of a new mental discipline or process, or the reawakening of a previously effective but abandoned one, may be required. By summoning and directing the powerful healing energies available to you, the rough-hewn bow stave can be grasped, and the process of shaping and crafting your destiny can begin. You stand at a crucial crossroads from which you can now move forward with confidence. Once the decision to take control of these elements and harness and direct your power is made, a new paradigm of possibilities is released. These energies will need skillful harnessing and responsible management to reach their full and effective potential. So it's not just a random separation. Wherever you're going. Okay, so let's continue the example I gave about you going on a retreat right when your dream job reaches out to you, right? But what you don't know is that on that retreat, you are going to learn skills, important skills, because it's going to take months, possibly. You're going to learn important skills that you need for the dream job you wanted, and you just didn't know that because you didn't have that job yet. But look at all the energy flowing through him. Like, definitely, this is like you are going to feel an overflow of energy, because we keep getting fire, an overflow of energy that you're going to need to learn how to harness and how to channel. Let's see, clarify 2 of those. Almost like, this may sound silly, but almost like a superpower has been awakened within you, and you need to learn how to use it, how to direct it, how to guide it. 8 of Pentacles. Clarify 2 of those. Queen of Swords. See, the 8 of Pentacles already came out twice. It came out here, and it came out again here. Clarify 2 of Wands, or 2 of those. Oh, 10 of Wands. Okay. Well, the Empress. The Hierophant. Oh. Whatever it is, you're going to end up teaching others. You're going to end up instructing others how to do what you do. And you most likely, it'll make you famous in some way. But before that can happen, you need to learn to be able to do this yourself. You may have a goddess guiding you. Or this is just talking about the feminine aspects of your intuitive abilities guiding you. But whatever it is you're going to be doing, it requires a strong sense of responsibility. 10 of Wands is a Saturn in Sagittarius placement, like Sagittarius Saturn placement. And in this case, Sagittarius is knowledge. So something about when you learn how to do this, when you master this, because this is going to be something you're going to do over and over and over and over until you master this skill, until you know the ins and outs of it. And then once you master it, you're going to feel this need, this duty, this responsibility to share it with others. Interesting. What else does Cancer need to know? What else does Cancer need to know? Okay, that's 2, so we're only going to get the top one first. 4 of Arrows again. See, the 4 of Swords already came out. 4 of Arrows is very similar. Even the way it has a sword. You know what this is making me think of? The fact that these two kind of mirror each other. This one has swords and 4 different points, and this one has arrows and 4 different points. You may need to learn how to set up protection circles. Like if you're casting magic, You may need to learn how to create protective circles. Let's see. Ha! 10 of arrows. Instruction. Okay. So, yes, for some of you, you do have a teacher. You have, and look right beneath the eight of stones. You have either a teacher who is instructing you, and then you will instruct others. So I don't know if the teacher is spiritual or the teacher is a earthly person, but there's something you're learning. And of course, the huge butterfly that dominates about half the card kind of lets you know that this is a very powerful transformation. So you're going to go into a little cocoon for some time, but you're going to be very active within that cocoon. There will be a lot of changes happening for you. 1 second. Okay. So the fact that both of these also have people sleeping in them, and even on this one, it had the 4 wolves, 1 at each sword. This could have something to do with the dream world, because didn't the Blue Lotus have something about the dream world? Let me see, number 5. Yeah, so I had to go look through it, but it's literally, the Blue Lotus literally called Flower Enlightenment. And it's associated with the sun god Ra, and used in religious rites and ceremonies led by shamanic priests to induce a trance state so one could commune with the gods. So it's very much a very psychic dream work or dream world type of energy. Let me see what else. So yeah, it was talking about it's a doorway, a mediator into the world of the gods. And the Blue Lotus assists you in widening the portals of your intuitive powers, granting you access to the realms of inner knowledge held within the great mystery. Listen deeply to the guardians of mystery as you unfold from darkness. So let's see. Tell us about this 4 of arrows. Judgment, the moon. Nine of Wands. Ooh. 10 of Swords. So the 10 of Swords came out twice. It came out as instruction and it came out as betrayal. So you're going to be, whatever initiation you're going to go through, whatever it is that this process is called, because again, it's a collective, so it's going to be different for each of you. It's going to be like an inner awakening. And with the moon card here, it feels like for some of you, because again, it's a collective, right? So for some of you, if you have not even started tapping into your intuitive powers, it's the beginning of it. For others of you, I feel like it's like school, right? If you just got into high school, you're a 9th grader, you're moving on to the 10th grade. If you are 10th grader, you're moving on to the 11th. Like everybody's going up a grade, depending on where you're at. And for some of you, it's about protection. Not only I saw that, did I not look at this? I literally just realized there's a protective circle in the picture. For some of you, it's about creating a barrier, creating protections for yourself. And for others still, it's about when you are in the dream world, how to protect yourself in the dream world, how to create shields, or maybe how to protect your mind, how to protect your subconscious. And I think that part of the instruction that's being given is so that you don't end up, getting betrayed or hurt in these places. So you're being given instruction on how to avoid that. Fascinating. All right, moving on. The stag. Ooh. Did I not just say that with the Ten of Wands, there is a sense of responsibility, duty, right? That's the stag. The stag is literally talking about how we have to take ownership, accountability. It uses the example of, if you want to create an axe, but you chop down a tree, you have to take responsibility for that. There has to be some destruction to create. So whatever it is that you're creating will come with its price. And they're trying to explain that to you. They're trying to pass on that knowledge. Let's see. Clarify the stag. Five of Pentacles, Six of Swords. Clarify the stag. Four of Cups. The Three of Pentacles. Again, it shows someone instructing to other people. What are they doing? See, they've got crystals here. Like they're planting a tree. But they're blessing it because they're putting crystals around the place where they're going to plant a tree. So planting trees brings to mind seeds blossoming into something, right? So they're teaching you the responsibility of if we take that into consideration, even some plants, as beautiful as they are, there are plants that kill other plants. There are plants that damage ecosystems. That's why even in the government, they're very careful about bringing plants from other places into different countries because it can destroy whole ecosystems. So that might be something that you're being taught. The responsibility that comes with you're very excited about planting seeds for yourself, but do you know what those seeds will produce and how it's going to affect other people and yourself? Because at the Five of Pentacles, it might create maybe you're trying to create something, but it's going to leave you broke, like financially broke, or it's going to leave you abandoned. It's going to leave you alone, separated from others. But you will be given the guidance. You will be directed. But a lot of it is it's like in another realm. It's not in the physical realm. Even here, he sits with 4 cups around him, and he's in deep meditation. And he has a crab, Cancer, on his head. Well, the design of it. So they're teaching you the power and the responsibility that comes with this initiation. Okay. What else does Cancer need to know? Two of Stones, challenge. Ooh. Okay. Look, again, the seer. The seer. So some of the things that you're going to be seeing could be through scrying, through meditation, through astral travel, through lucid dreaming. Guys, okay. So I went to go look up the seer because I felt like I was missing something. Check this out. This just clicked. It says she stands. Let me show you a little closer. She stands before the world tree, drawing wisdom from the roots that are deeply embedded in the earth. That stood out like crazy. Like if somebody was banging pots and pans when I read that. So some of you, okay, because again, levels, right? Levels and levels and levels. But some of you are going to be able to connect to the earth. As in, you'll be able to sit down on the ground and the trees will talk to you. And obviously, if you already do this, this doesn't apply to you. This is for people who do not have this ability yet. They're going to be able to feel the earth, the roots, the animals. Hold on, give me a second. Look, again, that point keeps standing out. It says the seer acts as an oracular mediator of the feminine, intuitive, and imaginative principle, but her mediation is based on grounded energy and skill. This is symbolized by her feathered cloak, which represents the flight of thought and intellect, matured and stabilized through her deep-rooted power, grounded in the memory of the conscious earth. That is standing out again. She acts not only as a guide to the soul, but as a catalyst for the manifestation of creative and artistic work. Ideas may be filtered through the shadowy realm of dreams and trance-like states. But the inner archetypal mediator that forms these ideas into works of literature, song, or dance is the seer. It is she who inspires the emotional link to a book or a piece of music and brings a tear to the eye at the end of an emotional film or laughter at a funny story. She fosters the positive exercise of will, manifested by emotion and commitment and resulting in outer material effect. This is one of the purest and most blessed forms of earth magic. Interesting. And then, like, when it comes to how it applies for us, it says many dreams or desires related to the creative emotional process are ready to be applied in your day-to-day life, and you must now give vent to those hidden or suppressed longings. This may also relate to healing, sexual relationships, or partners. Now, the manifestation of inner spiritual or esoteric sights into your practical and physical daily life will bring profound rewards and results. It is a sign of maturity. The seer also relates to creative impulses such as art, mechanical skills and crafts, and the joy of bringing pleasure and knowledge to others. So, some of you Cancerians, because again, levels, some of you are like barely getting into divination, some of you are barely starting your spiritual journey, some of you are barely doing journaling, you're opening up to this. And others, you've been at it for years. It really depends on where you're at. And if you've been at it for years, this is a whole other level of earth magic that you're tapping into, which is going to be challenging. What's also interesting about the fact that we've got the Two of Stones is that this represents challenges also with others. So maybe there's some sort of, you may be facing some sort of dominance challenge, because even the Two of Wands, that's Aries Mars energy. And as much as we're getting feminine energy, we're also getting very masculine energy with the stag here. So it's like, if you are somebody who's going to speak up for the earth, you've got to have balls. You know what I'm saying? You've got to have that assertiveness, that decisiveness, because you will be faced with challenges. And so some of the space that you're going to be given is to be able to learn to deal with challenges without taking them personally. As in, a lot of times when envy and jealousy arise in others, it usually has to do with what they perceive as you having an advantage, not so much with the reality of what's happening. So let's see. Let's get some more clarity, because I feel like the more advanced you are, the more it's not even going to ruffle your feathers when people challenge you anymore, because you're going to realize they don't even know you, especially if they don't even know you. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with something that they perceive about you. And now you just got to figure out what it is. Clarify Two of Stones. Challenge. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. Seven of Wands. Clarify Two of Stones. Ace of Wands, Six of Pentacles. Yep. So you're going to be given a position of leadership if you can follow through with these challenges. Because the Ace of Pentacles is a seed, right? But remember, responsibility. This title, this blessing, this initiation has responsibilities. You will have to feed others, educate others, guide others. So for that to happen, you got to have some balls. You got to have the ability to defend what you're doing, to speak up, to be able to explain your reasoning. You're going to have to be inspirational. You're going to have to be able to face challenges that will let other people know, okay, this is someone I should listen to. And if you get really emotional over every challenge, or you get really distraught, or you let every challenge tear you down, you're not ready to be a leader, clearly, which is why they're trying to separate you from whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing, or wherever it is you're supposed to be. They're like, hold on, let's put you through a little crash course first. But it's a very important crash course. Let's see. What else does Cancer need to know? Look at that. Another ace. The Ace of Arrows, the breath of life. And I know what that means, but I'm going to read some of it from the book. Ooh, look, the green woman. I know what I'm telling you. I know what I'm telling you. I'm going to read some of the meaning of the Ace of Arrows so that you understand. It is definitely about you receiving what you want, but they're trying to teach you the responsibility that comes with receiving what you want. Okay? So before we move on to the Ace of Arrows, I want us to look at the green woman for a bit, because she is also connected to what's happening here, okay? And I want you to check this out. The green woman, she balances the green man, right? But she represents, check this out. Remember how we're talking about feeling the earth, the conscious earth. She represents the goddess of the land, sometimes expressed as sovereignty, which is very connected to the Morrigan, by the way. She who challenges all comers to brave her tests and to offer to those who succeed the gifts of inner kingship and love, and a deepening bond to the riches of the earth. Interesting. And then it also says she mediates the sacred blessing of earthly fertility and the beasts that inhabit it, and forms a deep bond with the seeker who wishes to attune to the rhythm of the wheel of the year. In Arthurian tradition, she validates the kingship of Arthur by bringing him the sacred sword and establishes him as guardian of the hallows of Britain, sometimes appearing as Lady of the Lake, who fosters both Arthur himself as well as the young hero Lancelot. In other stories, she manifests as the Flower Bride, sought after by more than one of Arthur's great knights, and offering the deep bonds of matrimony and joy to those with whom she shares her bounty. At its least, her sacred role is the initiator of the human individual into the realms of the wildwoods. So she's basically mediating the sacred sovereignty of the earth's soul, and can show the path to understanding and communion with nature. But with this blessing comes responsibility. Remember that this glorious, magnanimous, and generous spirit can live through you, radiated by the sacred breath of life and given to others who need guidance and healing. Learn from the abundant and joyous spirit of the earth and be at one with the world and your true self. So there's definitely something about like communing with the earth and receiving that ability to be able to sense the earth and what she's trying to say to you. Let's look at the Ace of Arrows now. Okay, so here the Ace of Arrows. This is the I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, Uffington White Horse, which is one of the first cave drawings of horses, and in this image the Uffington horse eye radiates with energy, right? And it says that it's believed that if you stand on the eye of the Uffington white horse and make a wish, you will gain wisdom and your wish will come true. So again, it's something that you're trying to manifest. It's a seed that you're trying to, bring into reality, and it's going to come true. But they're trying to explain everything that comes with that, the responsibility that comes with that. And so it says, by breathing life into a thought and pursuing it to its material creation in the real world, we engage in an ancient and unique relationship with the universe and the divine. Our minds are linked to a greater consciousness, its power and effectiveness waiting only for the question. As the first formation of an idea or a concept crystallizes in your mind, the primal creative energy connects you to the breath of life. This energy can be summoned and applied to achieve your conscious desire. Clarity of purpose is the key. Sometimes an unconscious impulse or drive makes you aware of a hidden issue or need. Such issues may appear in dreams, often signaling their presence in this way because of a lack of attention paid to them or a lack of confidence in our own processes and abilities. Our unique connection with the universe ensures that those issues are brought into our everyday awareness. So if you've been trying to manifest something, they're putting you in this place. I don't know if it's a geographical location or if it's a mental state, but they're trying to put you in a place of, okay, you can be initiated, but first, let's put you through this crash course so that you understand the responsibility that comes with this gift. And for some of you, it's starting your spiritual journey. For others, it's stepping into divination. Maybe you're going to start learning astrology, tarot, scrying. For others of you, it's learning how to astral project, learning how to dream walk. And for others still, it is connecting with the earth. Clarify Ace of Arrows. Two of Cups. Ace of Cups. Wow. Okay. King of Pentacles. With the Three of Cups. Damn. Wow. Okay. So I'm getting another message still. I feel like some of you may be wanting to connect with like earth spirits, whether it is water spirits or earthy, like the fairies, right? There's some contract here. For you to work with water spirits or earth beings, they require offerings. They require, like, you have to show them that you want to work with them in some way. And even here, both of these, here, one of his feet is bound to this wand and the other hand is bound to this wand. Yin and yang, right? Here, we have these two figures bound in the devil, right? So there's some rules. The spirit realm has its own rules. You can't just waltz in and try to get what you want without taking into account the nature spirits. So it's a mutual agreement. You will have blessings, overflowing blessings. Look at this. He's got gold sitting at his feet. He's got like a little nymph trying to feed him grapes, and Pan sitting here. So there's like, for some of you, again, because it's parts of this will connect with some, parts of this will connect with others. For some of you, you have either Pan trying to connect with you, because let's be real. Look at this. This is a very Pan image, right? So maybe Pan is trying to connect with you. For others of you, maybe it's a water spirit. And for others of you, it's an earth spirit. Maybe it's not Pan, but it's something similar. You will have overflowing blessings, but they want you to understand first the responsibility that comes with those blessings. Like for the earth to speak to you, you have to honor the earth. You have to respect the earth. So there's a mutual agreement here that needs to be made. And for others still, that could just be love. That could be you trying to manifest love and them trying to bring into your conscious awareness what type of things you need to work on to be able to manifest love. Okay? So congratulations, Cancer. This sounds like a beautiful initiation. I look forward to feedback as usual. I hope that this brought you whatever clarity or guidance you might have needed at this moment. And if not, tuck it away for later, okay? If you want to show me you appreciate my time and energy, please make sure to comment, even if it's just the emojis in the title or telling me how this connects with you. I would appreciate all of that, okay? Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.